Today, AMD's laying the smackdown on Nvidia, Nvidia is releasing a new GPU, RX 7000 GPUs aren't what we thought, and Nvidia's Founders Edition RTX 4090 Ti gets pictured. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, AMD's begun talking a little trash about Nvidia. Specifically, in a new tweet from AMD's own Frank Azor, he shared an image that their GPUs get up to 89% more performance per dollar against Nvidia's. Now, it is important to note that this is based on the lowest pricing from Newegg as of May 10th, so it may be different in other regions. Either way, the 6950 XT apparently gets 80% more FPS per dollar against the 3090, and 22% better FPS per watt. The 6900 XT is 19% more per dollar and per watt against the 3080 Ti, and the list goes on. Overall, you can see that they're claiming some pretty big numbers here, but they actually aren't all that surprising. Given a new report from Hardware Unboxed, the average pricing for AMD's cards is just 5% over MSRP, while the average for Nvidia is 24% over MSRP. So Nvidia's cards are still inflated quite a bit more on Newegg, possibly because there aren't as many cards, or there could simply be more demand. Of course, this performance chart likely excludes ray tracing performance, given Nvidia's 30 cards are noticeably better in most games. Still, if you're not that interested in ray tracing, AMD's RX 6000 cards look to be a great buy. Then again, the RX 7000 GPUs should be coming out before long. Time, as always, will tell. Luckily, it doesn't take much time to fast-track your career in computer science, given you learn the right way with today's sponsor, Brilliant. The place I recommend to anyone interested in learning STEM. Whether it's computer science, engineering, math, or really any STEM field, Brilliant is the way to go. And the reason is simple. They teach you by actually having you do it, which is definitely the way I learned. Plus, they offer courses for every skill level, from beginner with their computer science fundamentals course, all the way up to more advanced courses, like the one on quantum computing or even computational biology. Brilliant has something for everyone. And today, you can give them a try for free when you visit brilliant.org/gamermelt. And when you decide to subscribe, the first 200 of you get 20% off when you use my link. Once again, that's brilliant.org/gamermelt. Next up for today, Nvidia is actually gearing up for a new GTX GPU. And no, I didn't mess that up. I'm talking GTX, meaning it doesn't include support for ray tracing. According to a new report from Video Cards, Nvidia is gearing up to launch their GTX 1630. As the name suggests, it's a card made to go under the 1650, which was launched back in 2019. According to Video Cards, it's set to replace the 1050 Ti, so it's definitely on the low end and made to challenge AMD's newest low-end offerings, like the RX 6400. Really, I think this shows just how bad things have been in the GPU market. Luckily, of course, they've gotten significantly better over the last few months. I mean, AMD's cards are only 5% above MSRP, which is still more, and that sucks, but plenty of cards can be had for at or even lower than MSRP. At the end of the day, this isn't too surprising, but still a bit sad. Next up, it looks like AMD's RX 7000 series may not be what we originally thought. In a new tweet from 3dcenter.org, they put together a spec list based on the newest RDNA 3 rumors. One of the first things you may notice is that it's now said to come with only one GCD and up to 6 MCDs. So far, one of the biggest things confirmed was that the top 2 GPUs are built on 5 and 6 nanometers, meaning it has at least 2 different chiplets. The issue with this is that while it is still an MCM design, the actual graphics die is one chip. Now, that's not terrible because they're able to move the MCDs or memory compute dies off that chiplet, and that gives them more space for added cores. For example, the biggest Navi 31 chip, think 7900 XT, 7800 XT, etc., is set to come with a whopping 12,288 stream processors. We're talking well over double the cores of the 6900 XT. The issue is that it means AMD hasn't really solved the problems with cross-GPU communication. But of course, that also means we won't have to worry too much about latency. Another thing that's changed is that according to a reply from leaker Greymon55, both Navi 31 and Navi 32 get a larger bus, with Navi 31 moving up to a 384-bit bus and Navi 32 at 256. That makes sense given these still are MCM GPUs, so they likely need a ton of memory bandwidth. At the end of the day, today, AMD's next-gen GPUs are set to get a huge jump in performance. And lastly for today, we have a huge story on Nvidia's next-gen RTX 4000 GPUs. Specifically, images of the Founders Edition RTX 4090 Ti have apparently been leaked. If you remember, not long before the 30 series was released, I went over some images of the 3080 that were supposedly leaked, and those ended up being accurate. Like before, the new images were shared on the ChipHell forums, and while they have since been taken down, as usual, that really makes it more believable. Either way, as you can see, the heatsink looks pretty similar to Nvidia's RTX 30 cards. If this is correct, Nvidia is apparently keeping the V-shaped PCB and dual fan design. The part that contacts the GPU and memory look to be bigger than last gen, but the rest of the shroud looks pretty similar to the 3090 Ti. They also shared images of the 4090 Ti frame, where you can see the 4090 Ti right here. Obviously, the RTX 3000 cards were a pretty big departure from anything Nvidia's done in the past, so it's not surprising that the company isn't making big changes this year. The big takeaway, I think, is that because we're already getting leaked images of the cards, the recent rumors claiming that they're coming in just a couple months really looks to be correct. So while there aren't major changes to the design, Nvidia's RTX 4000 cards are likely right around the corner. So while that does it for today, what are you more excited about? AMD's RX 7000 series or Nvidia's RTX 4000? Let me know down in the comments below. And definitely make sure to check out brilliant.org/gamermelt. And as always, have a great day!